Welcome back, everyone, to parts. Crap, I didn't check. I think we're on either 12 or 13. I got to remember to check these things beforehand because, hold on, one real quick second. Let's see what part we're on now. It is going to be the final part. I'll go longer if I have to, but we're basically in the end phases of the war now. So this will be the last one I do for this series. Where is that one? It is part. Come on now. Part 12. It was part 12. Okay, good. So welcome back to part 12 of What If Naruto Had a Zanpakuto, the Benihime edition. Last time on the Naruto What If, Naruto and B entered the war. Naruto had gained control over Kurama's chakra, and he was aiding in the war. And with Benihime at his side, he's aiding a lot more effectively than he did in the original, which is still very effective. Sasuke has also entered the war after gaining his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And after finding out what Danzo ultimately did in the Leaf and what his part in ruining basically Sasuke, Itachi, and the Uchiha's lives. So Sasuke has also entered the battlefield. Right now, he is perfectly willing to help. He doesn't tell Naruto exactly what's going on, but just it's fine for right now. Just let's just do what we gotta do and go on from there. And so we cut now to ultimately where they meet up with the Nagato and Itachi Edo Tensei's. Sasuke's like, Sasuke, or Itachi. Itachi, hello again, brother. It's good to see you. You've looked strong, Sasuke. And so I was like, I need to talk to you. Unfortunately, now's not the time for talk. And the fight begins. But, and this is where a very key part comes here, Itachi activates Kota Okatsukami. There we go. Kota Okatsukami in Sasuke. Now, this is something I want to backtrack on real quick, is that what happens to Shisui's one good eye that and the genjutsu that he ultimately does have. What happens there? Well, he doesn't give it to Naruto because Naruto or Sasuke at this point, when he fought Sasuke when he fought Itachi, there we go, did not have the curse mark on him. There was he did not have the influence. The influence was gone. He was fighting for the sake of the village. He loved his village at that point. And so the need to try to enforce that belief onto Sasuke, that backup plan, didn't need to happen. Although Itachi probably didn't want to lose the eye. He theoretically could just have the eye. He could theoretically just have the crow, the eye, if you will, be destroyed and just die off of them. But I think he also knows that it's still a valuable thing to have, just in case, for a backup plan, as it were. So I think during their fight, he would have implanted it in Sasuke. So Sasuke coughs up the crow. It releases Itachi. And Itachi said, we need to stop. I'll explain everything to you, Sasuke, but right now we need to stop Nagato. So the Naruto, is that the main Naruto that was on him? I actually don't remember if that was. I think it was. The main Naruto, Killer Bee, everyone, they defeat Nagato, steal him away. Itachi explains, I'm going to go stop the Edo Tensei's. And Sasuke is immediately like, I'm coming with you. And Itachi looks at it like, very well, brother. It's like, we have to talk. And so they beeline, Killer Bee, pun not intended. They beeline for where the Edo Tensei are being controlled. And then Killer Bee and Naruto go off on their own. Sasuke and Itachi have a conversation. As Sasuke explains, I know what happened. Danzo told me everything. And Itachi's a little sullen, but he understands why Sasuke would be upset. And so, do you hate me, little brother, or do you hate the village? And Sasuke is also takes a moment. I can't say I overall hate the village. I'm not going to attack it at what you are thinking I'm going to do, but I'm not going to forgive them either. Not right away. Not the people who are responsible. The village as a whole, that's one thing. But the people who did this to you, made you do this, I'm never going to forgive those assholes. And Itachi goes, that's fair enough. For right now, let's save the we can. But for right now, let's save the ninja world, and then we can, and then you can figure out what you're going to do about those guys later. They head over, and they eventually find Kabuto controlling the Edo Tensei, as well as now Orochimaru isn't hiding there. Like they're not going to be forefront in the war. They're the puppet masters of the Edo Tensei. But Orochimaru is hiding in there, and they both kind of pinpoint on it and just say, "That's enough, Orochimaru. That's enough hiding, Orochimaru." And Orochimaru shows up. Now, is Kabuto the full-on sage dragon that he is in the original? No, I actually don't think so, because that would entail him going all the way to the Edo or the White Snake's Den. I think Kabuto or Orochimaru definitely helped Kabuto out in becoming more powerful, closer to him. Maybe even putting a little bit of his DNA into the cocktail to mix up for Kabuto. I do not see him willingly giving him a sage mode, because he needs to keep Kabuto in check. Also, he needs to be sure. Oh yeah, I can't have him become stronger than me. And so Orochimaru just lets, "It's good to see you again, Itachi. I must admit, I am impressed. To think you were able to overcome the Edo Tensei so easily. You planned that far ahead." Sasuke just release the Edo Tensei and maybe we'll let you go with only a warning and a maiming. Oh, Sasuke, it's so good to see you again. I've been waiting for this reunion. Unfortunately, we normally it's not that simple. You see, killing us will not release the jutsu. The jutsu will continue on even long after our death, and we entwine the jutsu together. So you'll have to get us both to release it simultaneously. Now, I'm not saying that's how the Tensei works, but I think it'd be a fun little catch to be like, oh, you can't just kill one of us and get the other to release it. You got to make us both release it. And so Kabuto and Orochimaru are going attacking Itachi and Sasuke. Now I'm gonna just or not rectify. I am going to, what's the word I'm looking for here? Fast forward through this part of the fight. They will ultimately succeed between Izanami, and Sasuke having the Eternal Mangekyo. They will succeed in taking these guys down and getting them to release the jutsu. Between Sasuke using a Genjutsu and Itachi using Izanami. In fact, arguably, he could just use both of his eyes and it's all well and good. He might be blind, but he can still figure out what's going on. and figure out what to do. We move over to the battlefield when Madara was already summoned. Now, Madara and the Naruto clones are busy doing their... Madara's doing his thing. He summons the meteors. Onoki does help try to stop the meteor, but Madara's like, nope, that was the first one. What about the second one? And he just brings the meteor down. Onoki's about to fail, and then Naruto comes in. Bankai! Kanenbarake, Benihime, Atarame! And then comes in, restructures Onoki's back. There goes my back! Wait, what? He's like, just keep going, Tsuchikage! And Onoki's also feeling like, I'm way stronger now. And just throws the meteors. It's like, how did that? It's like, what? The Nine-Tailed Brat. But what is that sword? I doubt Madara ever... Maybe Madara has heard of this sword, but I don't see Madara actually knowing what this sword actually does. And so Naruto comes in. He's got Susanoo up, but he's got his Bankai, which restructures anything, including chakra in this case. So he comes in. He's got a Rasen Shuriken ready, even with Sage Mode activated. You'll have to do better than that, Nine-Tail. All of a sudden, his Susanoo just like, what? He just gets hit. He just gets hit square on. Now he does activate his Rinnegan to absorb with the Preta Path, but Naruto comes in, restructuring his Edo Tensei body. His Edo Tensei body just kind of crumbles. I was like, what is this? What is that jutsu? What is that blade? By the way, I would imagine Benihime Atarame kind of gains like an orange hue, combining the yellow of the cloak with the red of the Bankai's or the puppet's dress. So he comes in. Naruto is not as skilled as Madara. He does not have the experience or the level of power that Madara has. But he does have he's a lot more clever thinking, and he's got abilities that Madara is not prepared for, particularly the restructuring. Naruto also is restructuring his own body. at points to strengthen himself. He's already fast enough to keep up with Madara indefinitely. Madara's realizing his Susanoo isn't working because this guy is somehow able to bypass his Susanoo. So he quickly just comes in, fireballs the jutsu. Naruto just negates the fireball. Well, Naruto can't actually negate the fireball, but what he can do is use seals to negate the fireball. Basically, he's with Benihime Atarame, he actually can restructure even seals themselves and basically have this giant chakra seal like matrix in front of him that does the effect of the seal. So he just activates it. It's a seal in front of him absorbing the fire. Naruto activates another chakra release, which basically blast Madara back. Naruto is looking to just bind Madara down and seal him away. And Madara can tell this, so he goes so he's like, all right, fine. You are a worthy opponent. All right, full on, complete, perfect Susanoo. It's at this point that Kurama is really getting iffy about things, and he ultimately gives Naruto more chakra. Naruto's in his head, and they basically say, and Naruto says, I'm going to do everything I can to protect you and save the other TLBs. That's the promise I made, okay? And I will do everything I can in my power to set you guys free. Now, Naruto has not met the other TLBs. He doesn't know them personally, so he hasn't formed that strong a bond, but he does realize that you guys got the bum rap, okay? I'm going to do everything I can to help you. And so this is where Kurama and Naruto was like, fine. And then he gives Naruto more chakra. Ultimately, he turns into the Kurama mode, which is only going to last for 5 minutes. But Naruto says that's plenty of time. He's now combined his Bankai with his Kurama mode to basically be like, hey, all right, I've got this giant. He can now use Kurama's hand. Basically, he's got the effects of his Bankai in his Kurama form. They clash, and Madara, who's fought Kurama multiple times, like, I will suppress the Nine Tails chakra, trying to get Naruto to look him to put a Genjutsu on Naruto. It fails because he's using Kurama's chakra to offset any Genjutsu he could be under. And with Kurama being now encompassing the Bankai itself, Kurama has all these abilities as well. So once again, Madara tries to swipe at him with the sword restructures and just snaps off. Like, Tail Beast falls straight into the Susanoo, which takes it, but is problematic because he's still exposed thanks to the damn restructuring capabilities. So Madara's he's reforming, only for Naruto to zip in, just boom, finally put the seals right on Madara. I was like, impossible. How? Naruto single-handedly beats Madara in this version. Again, if there were there's of the multiple Zanpakutos and Bankais and abilities, most of them wouldn't be so tailored to dealing with a Madara like this. I mean, Ryuji Jika, sure. Ichimonji's ink would do the trick. Look, I'm thinking of all the Bankai, the Zanpakuto I've currently done. Kokugo Chengen Yo would not have been too. It would have been a big kaiju battle, but that would have been not as smart of a thing to do. And Minazuki really isn't tailored to fighting Madara. The restructuring of physical objects and chakra in this case means that the Susanoo to perfect defense means jack shit, which means you can immediately expose the individual in there, and if you're as fast as Naruto is when he's got his fox cloak up, you can get in there and actually do what you need to do. And when you've learned how to do seals like Naruto has, you can bind these guys indefinitely. I could even see a scene similar to what Aizen had with Urahara, where Aizen was being sealed. It's like, it's a seal. I can't remember how Urahara actually explained it, but the Hogyuku is no longer recognizing you as its master. I need you to be weakened enough for the seal to take activation. I could see Naruto doing something kind of similar, where it's like, this is a seal. It's going to be feeding off your chakra. It feeds off your chakra. Now, normally it would reach a limit, but because you are an Edo Tensei and have an infinite amount of chakra, pretty much, that seal is going to just continue to get stronger indefinitely until you can no longer move. So have fun with that. Kind of like the paralysis seal I had him do. Except now he's using his own power plus the power of the Edo Tensei. And eventually he does get sealed away or released. And Madara can't fight it because he's sealed away. And he's just screaming, like, Zetsu, this was not the plan, Zetsu! Zetsu, meanwhile, has been watching. Is like, oh shit. This did not work out as planned at all. And this leads to the last bit of the war here. There's no Kaguya here. There's like no Kaguya whatsoever, because it's next to impossible for this to even work because the Rinnegan is gone. They don't. I'm sure with enough time, Orochimaru would have been able to figure out something. And if they had figured out that Naruto and Sasuke were the reincarnations of Asura and is it it's Ashura and Indra. If they had figured that out, you could form a Rinnegan in however long it might take. You could get a Rinnegan back, and therefore you could access Tailies. But that requires them figuring out that those two are the reincarnations, then getting DNA samples, implanting it in a host, and waiting God knows how much time in order to do that. That just isn't happening here. So Obito is still around. So how do you deal with Obito? Obito does show up on the battlefield though, because his Kamui is still hacks to shit, and he is beyond pissed off. But they do have enough of the Tail Beast chakra. They still at least have a little bit of Killer Beast chakra, and they even have Ginkaku and Rinkaku or whatever. The Gold and Silver Brothers. Technically, they have those guys. Well, actually, they don't because they weren't sealed away. But he knows if he can just capture them, if he can just get Naruto in the Kamui dimension, we could possibly extract the Nine Tails. It's just going to take time and effort. He then ultimately finds out Orochimaru and Kabuto were defeated. Not necessarily killed, but defeated. So the Edo Tenseis are gone, and Obito is just grr. This, however, leads, because he is on the battlefield right now, this leads, however, to one more confrontation. Confrontation between Kakashi and Obito. Obito has not revealed he's Obito yet, but they fight. It is, and Naruto clones are still out in the field, so eventually they do the combo that they do where Naruto clone is in the Kamui dimension, and Kakashi ultimately, and Kakashi throws the hit and then Naruto lands the shot in the Kamui dimension. And it's revealed to be Obito, and him and Obito have their fight. They have their hashing it out. Sadly, Obito can't go into Six Paths mode here because he just can't access the Getomon statue. You can't do it. And this ultimately leads to, he still gets Talk no Jutsus, but because he can't do the stuff he did originally, I think you basically just have a Naruto clone and Kakashi in like the Kamui dimension, ultimately Talk no Jutsuing him and saying it's over. Madara's gone. All this, it's over. And yeah, so, and ultimately Obito does relent. I think he does relent because it's in a similar fashion as he does in the original. But he says there's one thing he has to take care of because there's still one member of Akatsuki left. And they're going to be a threat no matter what. Obito also recognizes he's dying. Like, he's taken enough injuries. No, I'm not going to make it very much longer, but I can at least do this. And so, White Zetsu actually isn't that big of a threat. Black Zetsu is actually the bigger threat because Black Zetsu is kind of incorporeal to some degree. He's malleable and he can possess people, and and Obito realizes this. So he finds Black Zetsu, plays the part because he's been Obito's guy's like, did you kill him? Live to fight another day, Zetsu. All right, let's get the others then. Just one thing. What's that? And all of a sudden he gets like, what are you doing? What? And he's did you think I didn't know you wouldn't betray me at some point, Zetsu? Did you really think it'd be over? And did you think I wouldn't be prepared for this? Yeah, luckily you won't. Luckily because of what you are, I don't think you'll ever die. But you'll wander this dimension for all the rest of the time. And enjoy your eternal health. Obito! And so Zetsu is taken care of because he is ultimately taken out. Now, I'm not saying going into the Boruto era, there might not be some like white Zetsus left hanging around. And Orochimaru and Kabuto probably do both eventually break out of Izanami after eventually coming to that self-realization about themselves. And so, yeah, this leads to the final bit of the war, Sasuke confronting the Leaf about what happened. He confronts Tsunade, he confronts Kakashi, all this. Now, these guys, as far as we know, these people did not know what happened with the Uchiha Massacre, like the behind-the-scenes shit. But they were at least aware maybe of something, especially if Tsunade might have been aware of some of the more backhanded stuff. They come back to find Danzo is dead. Sasuke explains what happens. And so he does demand justice. There were others involved, and I always forget their names. The two elders do our approach, and they said, "Did you know about this? Do you have a hand? Did you agree to this?" And they can't argue anything. Like, yeah, we did, and we did it. Would have done it again. And so Tsunade says, Sasuke, I allow you to determine their punishment. And Sasuke, for all it's worth, just looks at them and is like, what? And he says, just lock them up. Let them live out the rest of their days, but lock them up. Or actually, no, I could even see Sasuke even taking the higher manner approach, but it's like, whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. You've already lost. Your influence doesn't matter anymore. Just kick them, fire them, and let them live their lives in a pitiful retirement. It's like, well, you can't do that. It's like, I'm the Hokage. I can do the fuck I want right now. And so Tsunade does kick them out ultimately. Actually, technically it would be Kakashi, wouldn't it be? Because he was actually the next Hokage immediately after the war. So actually it would be Kakashi. So there you have it. Now there is a couple things to note. One, Jugo, Suigetsu, Karin, they're just not a part of this series at all. Two, Neji is still alive. So I actually see Neji and Tenten probably getting together because they were I think they're most commonly shipped together. So they probably would get together. So there's that as well. Other than that, there really isn't much to go over. Orochimaru and Kabuto are not allies of the Leaf, but they're a neutral party because that's kind of how they are portrayed in Boruto, from what I understand, from what I've seen. They're a neutral party, definitely. That said, I mean, you still get Naruto and Hinata, because you would still get the Naruto the last movie, where eventually Naruto's feelings for Hinata finally come to fruition, and Hinata and Naruto finally get together. So you still get that. Sasuke and Sakura are definitely together. And Sasuke isn't even wandering as much as he does now. He probably still wanders a bit, but he is probably in the village a lot more often. All the other pairings you would get for the original series, you would still probably get. There's not much to say. I don't do Boruto. Someone says, you need to give Boruto a shot. It's like, no, I don't need to do anything. I don't want to give Boruto a shot just because I'll tell you right now, through other YouTubers, I mentioned this before, I do keep track of Boruto, what's going on. And I can tell you right now, I don't dig it. I don't dig Boruto from what I've seen. There's some stuff I like. There's good ideas in Boruto. I just don't like where it started and where it's gone. There was stuff in the middle that was kind of cool, but I also didn't like Boruto's character very much when I read him. So, yeah, look, if you like Boruto, I'm not harshing on that. I'm not. But if you want me to be doing Boruto as in conjunction with these what ifs, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. For me, Naruto ended right around Shippuden in the last movie. I guess you could say Boruto, the last Naruto, but you can make an argument with that too. There is also one other big problem I should note at the end of this series. Naruto and Sasuke didn't get their 6 paths upgrade. That did not happen. Now, that's not to say if you go, say, with the last or anything like that maybe they don't get it then. They could still get that upgrade later in the series, but they don't have it by the end of Naruto in this version. But again, Naruto has a bomb fucking Zanpakuto. One of the best Zanpakutos in my opinion. My personal favorite, or at least in my top 3. So it really helps compensate for a lot. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. That is the last, and we'll put a poll up for the next Naruto What If suggestion. Thanks for watching, and see you later.